For 90-90 breathing, what you want to do is get into a 90-degree angle with your legs up on a wall. You can also put them on a chair or a box and just have the heels resting. You want to have your lower leg parallel to the ground and your upper leg, your thigh, parallel to the wall. In between the legs then, you can pop the foam roller, and then with your hands you want to reach up to the ceiling. Good. Here now we're just trying to get our breathing going and really engage a lot of the muscles with regards respiration. So if we breathe in and out through the nose, we want to see a nice expansion around the lower ribs and the stomach, and feel it going through the back as well. Stephen's trying to blow out all the air. If you struggle doing this in and out through the nose, then use your mouth to breathe out, but breathe in through the nose. So Stephen just does a demo of breathing out with the mouth, because it's like he's going to blow the house down. So he's really going to blow all the air out, and you'll see how the stomach flattens down here. As he inhales, he wants to reach up even more with those hands. Good. And then one more all the way out. So you're going to do 6 long, slow breaths like that. Good. Now we're going to do some leg swings. So Stephen's going to swing his legs forward and backwards, just using the wall for some support. So as he does this, he's just keeping the hips nice and loose. We're just getting everything a little bit warmer. Good. And he's not letting too much of his upper body do movement or work. He's just letting the leg move from the hip down. Good. And the other side, we're going for 10, 2, 1. And then we're going to go side to side. So you can face the wall, hands on it, and then bring the leg over and back in front. Good. Nice and loose again. That's 4. Good. 5, 6, 10. Good. We're going to do big arm swings. So this is quite straightforward. Again, we're just doing the same thing with the shoulders as we were with the legs. So bringing them up and around as far and high as you can. Bring them all the way back. Alright, next we're going to do some static stretching. First one is going to be for our quads. So Steve's just going to get into a simple quad stretch, which is pulling the foot up towards his, getting the heel to the bum. We want to see the knee here either in line with or behind the hip. And we don't want to feel like it's because the low back is arching. So we just keep our pelvis where it is and we try to draw the leg back as far as we can. We aim to get the heel to the bum first, and then if that's good, then we can start thinking about bringing the knee back further behind the hip. We hold that for 30 seconds on each side. If Stephen wasn't able to get his foot into his hand, then we have him grab this towel. He's going to pop it around the foot, around the bottom of the ankle, and then use that to draw it up. So then you can use exactly as he's doing here, one hand to pull it up and get into a comfortable position. So holding that for 30 seconds. This one is actually more of a dynamic stretch for the hamstrings. It's really good to get a lot of movement through the whole body in this exercise. So for the hamstring stretch, we're going to keep this dynamic. You have your feet level, but you're going to take one step back and then reach your hands down towards the foot in front while pointing those toes up to the sky. Good. And coming back up. So you're stepping back, and then this foot, we want to be on the outside edge of it. So the foot is pointing up and back. We want to try and turn the sole of the foot in towards the middle of the body, essentially. Going to get a nice big stretch up the back of the hamstrings then. It might feel quite tough to start, and you'll find it easier as weeks go by. And you want to really think about reaching as far forward as you can. Very good. And don't be afraid to round that back. You're going to get lots of stretch out of that as well. Adductor stretch then, we're going to do this is basically the inside of our thighs. We're just going to spread the legs out and then stretch out to one side by bending the knee. So we'll feel a stretch on this side. So as he does this, you might like to get a little bit extra by pointing this foot out, but we don't want to overdo it. So as soon as you feel a stretch, on the knee here, so if we swap sides there, I don't want you to push down on this knee at all, I just want you to lean from the waist down. So we'll see from the front as well. Simple crossover, and then lean into it. If this is just simply too difficult or too much, what you can do instead is hug the knee up to your chest. So if you just take the foot off here, just bring the knee up, hug it, and slightly pull it across to the opposite shoulder. As far as you can, comfortably. Okay, so for the tricep stretch, we're just going to bring the elbow up over the head. And you're trying to push down this elbow here. So if you just go to the side here, try and push down the top here. And you can use whatever point of the arm feels right to you. We're trying to feel a stretch in the upper arm here. So we turn around to the back as well. If for any reason this is uncomfortable or you just need it, or you're looking for a slightly different way to stretch it out, take your towel, use the other hand to actually come from the bottom. So if we're stretching the left arm, we're going to come across the top. You're going to use this arm on the right to pull down. So rather than pushing from the top, you're just pulling from the bottom. And you can put as much push or pull into that as you wish. So you can bring the hand up closer if you want, if you need a little bit more. Alright, to set up the bicep stretch, this is a dynamic stretch. What we want Stephen to do is come in close to a wall, place his inside foot, in this instance his left foot forward. Even more. Good. You can put it a few inches away from the wall. Good. And then we have this arm nice and straight. And he's simply going to lean into that front leg, while at the same time engaging his hands in the wall and turning his upper arm in and down. So that way he's going to stretch along that upper arm. So as you go forward, keep the chest and face forward. Good, and then twist in at the upper arm. You'll only be able to twist the upper arm because the hand is stuck against the wall. So it'll get a nice lengthening effect on that biceps. You're going to go in and out for 10. And then swap sides. So we'll have a view from this side as well. Good, and you're just going to rotate in as you go forward, and down, and then out. And then for the pec minor stretch, it's very similar setup, totally the same for your lower legs, but you're going to bring your elbow onto the wall with your hand on the back of your head. And then here, you just simply go forward and back into that front leg, still trying to keep your chest forward. Yeah, you're going to get quite a stretch here. If it's a bit too intense, just bring your elbow further forward so it's more in line with your head. You can have your elbow at different heights to get slightly different stretches. And you'll go in and out 10 times. So if we swap Stephen around, you can see from the front. Good. And you can also turn this foot out away from the wall while keeping the back foot straight. For floor slides, we'll just have the feet flat with the knees bent up. And we want to feel like there's very little gap in our low back between it and the floor, and that our rib cage isn't flaring up. So basically you should look really smooth here, nice and flat. We want to keep that posture as we slide our hands up, nice and straight, and back down. So that comes straight up, trying to get the backs of the hands, or the backs of the wrists, to be touching the floor at all times. If you need to, you can stop a bit sooner in this motion, or you can go out really wide, like a big Y. Remember to keep the ribs down. What will help with that is breathing out as you slide the hands up. If this is still too difficult, get a foam roller, place it under the hand you're working on, and slide up and down on the foam roller. Over time, try to build up to being able to do it on the floor again. You can also engage the muscles that perform this action by simply holding the foam roller where it is and pressing your hands into it. So you're pushing it down into the foam roller. Keep the ribs down, reach up.